Hey, I'm Tron, and this is Word, the Bible, one chapter, one day at a time. Here we are at the last chapter of the beginning book of God's Word, Genesis 50. It is 26 verses long, and in the chapter, Joseph mourns his father Jacob, who is embalmed, and Joseph gets permission by Pharaoh to bury him in Canaan, which he does with his extended family. He assures his brothers he has no ill will towards them, and they return to Egypt. Joseph sees 3 generations of descendants before his own death at 110 years old. A key part of this chapter to me are verses 20 and 21. You intended to harm me, but God intended it all for good. He brought me to this position so I could save the lives of many people. Now don't be afraid. I will continue to take care of you and your children. So he reassured them by speaking kindly to them. The whole time Jacob was alive, Joseph's brothers must have suspected he was holding a grudge against them. And now that the father is gone, they fear that Joseph is really going to give it to them. I'm not sure what kind of relationship his brothers had with the Lord, but it seemed they are not believers in grace, mercy, and redemption. Certainly God is still real to Joseph, and he still believes the providential direction of their lives and the generations to come. Joseph has truly forgiven his brothers. And time passes for everyone. And it goes faster once the early years are gone. Now Joseph too has come to the end of his own life in verse 24. Soon I will die, Joseph told his brothers, but God will surely come to help you and lead you out of this land in Egypt. He will bring you back to the land he solemnly promised to give Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. Joseph is 110, yet he's talking to his older brothers on his own deathbed. And Canaan will be theirs again. It will just take a few more generations. God did tell Abram about the exile and return in his original promise of the possession of the land for his descendants. Joseph is in a sense a prophet to his own generation, but Egypt is not his country, even if Joseph has spent 93 years of his life in the land, in verse 25. Then Joseph made the sons of Israel swear an oath, and he said, when God comes to help you and lead you back, you must take my bones with you. And the tribes of Israel will do just that. Even in their 40-year detour in the desert, the bones of Joseph are with them in his coffin. Joseph spent his life in the service of others, but this is what he wants for himself. In Genesis, we have seen the beginning, from the creation and fall of man, to the promise of salvation, God's faithful guidance of the steps of the patriarchs, and his plan for the future of his people. Tomorrow is a new book, and a new day, and new beginnings. Exodus chapter 1, where 4 centuries have passed, and God's hand is needed in making the return journey. Until then, Word.